A lot of things that I put out to artists over the last 17 years, like we're here. So by now, um, your media base should definitely be taken care of by now. Uh, every artist should be properly registered with a pro, either BMI or ASCAP in the United States. They're gonna collect your performance royalties, like I've said a million times. They're gonna collect your performance royalties whenever y'all music is used by any type of entity. Elevator music, your favorite restaurant. You go to a club, you're hearing these artists' music. This is licensed music, so those artists are supposed to be paid when their music is used. So companies like BMI and ASCAP gonna go in and collect your performance royalties whenever your music is used. So definitely, I would definitely recommend in 2025 any aspiring independent artists. It's a must. These are things that you must do. I'm talking about today. So you must register properly with a performance rights organization in the United States. BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC. CSAC is invite only, so I strongly recommend y'all look into that. Um, the next step, I strongly recommend that you set up your publishing with your performance rights organization. Y'all can't afford to do that. Y'all look into Song Trust. So um, after you register with Song Trust, I definitely recommend that you guys go and register with Sound Exchange. This is not an option. I've been I've been following this Sound Exchange commercial they did, and I think like the commercial is like confusing for a lot of independent artists because of the comments. So I went in. What I do is I've said this a million times. Like I go on social platforms and I engage in social media groups with music artists, and I've worked with artists from different groups. But I've also worked for artists who are currently putting music out through um, SoundCloud. Like I found super talented independent artists in there who are releasing music on major platforms, but they don't have any of this media based stuff that I'm talking about. So Sound Exchange is not an option to sign up with Sound Exchange unless you're just a hobby artist. But this is how you're gonna collect your internet money. This is how y'all collect internet money. Um, they're the largest neighboring rights organization in the world, so you definitely have to sign up with Sound Exchange. It's not a must. They don't charge. They don't charge to sign up with the platform. It's a lot of bad information going around from independent artists and a lot of these groups. Like people saying like I don't have to have this because I'm signed up with DistroKid. DistroKid offers services. They may offer services to affiliate you with these platforms, but they just adding more money to your subscription to do that. These are things that you want to know. You want to know what these companies do for you. In this area, y'all got to be educated on how this all works, or it's just gonna be a hard road for you when you don't have these things, and it's not gonna make sense, and nothing's ever going to add up to you. You're gonna invest all this money on the front end, and you never get any money back. Like you never recoup anything. I know artists who put out um, big budget video after big budget video after big budget video, and when you go to look at the numbers on the video, great content, but the content never had any type of advertisement campaigns ran behind the content, and then they go on to the next song. You know, so you have to build. The goal is to build. So a lot of artists just putting out song after song after song, and you don't have no media based paper, and you're not affiliated, and the song is not properly registered with these platforms that I'm talking about today, and you're never gonna collect any money. This is how you get paid. This is how you're gonna collect 99% of your digital royalties by uh, properly registering and getting your master sound recordings affiliated with these brands. This is how you get paid in 2025. We're not going back to the dinosaur age. It's 2025, and we're not going back to the dinosaur age. So if you're not set up like what I'm talking about, you don't have no music career. You don't exist. You're not affiliated with these platforms that I'm gonna be talking about today. You don't exist. And a lot of artists don't want to hear that. And those are hobby artists. I'm not talking, my content is really not for a hobby artist. This is for aspiring independent artists out there who saying that they want to someday partner with a major brand, or they want to be signed to a major label. The only way you're doing that in 2025 is to be a legitimate brand with foundation. To get on the radars of a larger multi-million-dollar company, you're gonna have some foundation. That's who's signing multi-million-dollar contracts. Artists with foundation. These artists who you seeing being signed out here, unless they sign in some type of partnership, to me, like, why would you want to be enslaved in this era? Why would I want to be enslaved? And I said in the last video, it's just not attractive for us to create something and somebody else to take 90% of it. It's not attractive for me not to own it. I'm all for partnering with things that make sense, but you're not gonna come in and take uh, 90% of anything. You know, so Sound Exchange, it's not an option. You need to register with Sound Exchange. I saw a lot of comments as far as Sound Exchange, and a lot of artists are just simply unaware, misinformed, and uneducated in how all this stuff, all these platforms tie in together. So you got some. If you currently have songs on all major platforms, and you never registered with Sound Exchange, why? So it don't work like that. Go register with Sound Exchange, the largest neighboring rights organization in the world. They gonna collect all your internet money. That's how you collect your internet money. They collect non-interactive streams. You're on interactive streaming platforms, and you're on non-interactive streaming platforms. How you collecting that money? You're a self-help distributor. And that's what I heard in the little forum that has, I think, like 60,000 some artists in this Sound Exchange little forum they had on Facebook, and it's a lot of bad information, man. So I can't make you do nothing. I heard people say Sound Exchange is a scam. So you got to come into the digital era. You're aspiring independent artist. You coming into the digital era if you're gonna play. So this how you get paid. So let's move on from Sound Exchange, but definitely go register with Sound Exchange. Not an option. That was a merger in the system a few years ago with Luminate and MediaBase. So MediaBase, they gonna track the airways, and if you go onto their website, the Luminate website, aspiring independent artists, I don't care if you're on all major streaming platforms. It means nothing if your songs have not been properly aligned with Luminate and MediaBase. So definitely go research what these companies do for you. But if you have never registered with Luminate, even if you're on all major streaming platforms, your music is completely invisible in the system to all industry professionals. So no major label has ever heard your music unless you paid to have it to be in front of them. So welcome to the digital era, man. These are things that I've been talking about for over 17 years on social platforms, basically begging artists that I knew to go get themselves set up correctly in this ecosystem, because this is how you're going to get paid in the digital era, music business. The Copyright Office, so your music, you definitely want to register. Go read and research about the U.S. Copyright Office, and make sure you go ahead and create an Echo account and properly protect your music. I hear a lot of people talking about the old man copyright. Yes, you can do that, but you can't sue nobody when they use your music. So media-based foundation is one of the most important things about all of this. And I think a lot of artists are caught up in what they see on television, but um, in 2025, man, it's about your foundation. It's about artists who have original catalogs of music, not none of this lease stuff, the stuff that y'all leasing. You know, it's about ownership in 2025. So if they're not telling y'all this kind of stuff, nobody telling you this kind of stuff, then I really don't want to talk to nobody about anything else, because it's I don't know any other way in 2025. If you get a hand to hand person, you handing your music off. People came into the Sound Exchange forum, or some people were pissed. I mean, they're just uneducated in how all this works. So spamming your music, that's not marketing, man, and it's not going to work. It takes consistent marketing dollars in 2025, and it's for anybody that's on social platforms right now. If you're not using sponsored advertisement on these social platforms, like, you way down here at the bottom, it's millions of people on these platforms. It's billions of people on some of the platforms, and they can't see you because you don't have the ad dollars to get the full exposure on the social platform. So So it's definitely about consistent advertisement. So we're going to be offering services for independent artists and for independent brands who want to promote, their local brands. I'm talking about mom and pop stores, local dentist offices, gyms. A lot of people right now, um, businesses are failing because they're not running any type of advertisement for their product. And it's somebody gonna come, could be 2 or 3 blocks over from you that have the same type business and the same type niche and offering some of the same services as you, but simply because you don't promote your business, like people gonna go to them. So in 2025, no matter what niche you in, what business you're in, like digital advertisement is the way to grow your brand. Um, so the media-based process, I've been talking about that for over 17 years. So for the independent artists, the aspiring independent artists out there, if you don't have that stuff, you gotta go take care of this stuff. You're gonna invest in yourself before anybody ever come and invest in you when it comes to as far as anything happen with your music career. People telling you they're gonna take you to the next level. Um, I'm gonna say this again: the right big name, maybe they can do that, but he know exactly what I know. That brand know one thing: like it's about foundation when it comes to music. It's about a catalog of music. It's about social media presence. It's about a fan base of people who are purchasing your music, downloading your music. So if you're an independent artist out there right now, you hear this and you get a chance to see this video, I just want you to take a step back, sit down and really look at what have you done. If you've been doing this for 2 years, what have you done in the last 2 years? How much money have you invested in music? Or even if you've been doing this for the last 10 years, and I know people have been on a mission to get their records out to the world and people to get them a chance to see their talent. But in this era, it's not about being. You don't have to be the most talented individual to have success in music business, but you have to have a foundation. So, unfortunately, for a lot of independent artists, um, if you don't have the stuff that I'm talking about right now and these platforms that I talked about today, um, you're gonna have some major problems, man. I don't. Did I talk about the Mechanical License Collective? Yeah, the Mechanical License Collective is another platform that you have to go and affiliate with before y'all get to dropping y'all music all over the platforms. But when you go to your self-help distributor, that's a self-help distributor. I'm gonna say this. I want to do this video one more time. Like low tier self-help distributor, CD Baby, DistroKid, um, Loom, Route Note. There's so many low tier self-help distributors out here, and they popping up all over the place. Those are digital subscriptions. Your self-help distributor is responsible to basically press a button and make your music available. Hopefully, you're releasing your music on a Friday. Friday is New Music Friday. Friday is the international release date for the music business. You understand what I'm saying? So, how y'all getting y'all first week numbers if you're not registered with, like I said, with Luminant and MediaBase? Like, who's tracking your music? What analytics are you using? If you cannot afford a website, I strongly recommend y'all get into the YouTube monetization program. Strongly recommend you get into the YouTube monetization program. But you got to understand how music business work in 2025. And I see a lot of super talented artists, and I've been following a lot of super talented artists for years, and my message has been the same for the last 17 years. It's been music foundation, basically over fame. But most artists want the lifestyle. Most artists want the lifestyle, right now. They don't want to go through a process. So it's very hard for someone to come and you see somebody sitting in, on your computer screen telling you no matter what you've been doing right now, what you think you're doing right now, if you don't have the media-based foundation, then none of this other stuff matters. This is how you collect 99% of your money digitally. But a lot of artists making this too hard. You need content. Content is king in 2025. Content is king in 2025. So I told you guys last year that you're going to be 50% content creator, 50%, music artist. But it's about consistency. And you got to drop this content consistently. Y'all need a lot of content because 99% of the independent artists that we've ran into or ran across over the last 17 years all have a few things in common. They uneducated in music business and how it works, or they unaware how it really works. You see what I'm saying? Um, they don't have the funds it take to make all this stuff move. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't have a team. Most people don't have a team. So it take a small team. Yes, you can do a lot of this stuff. And 95% of you guys can do all this stuff on your own. We want that 5% of you that who can't set it up properly. You know. So me and my affiliates, In the Booth TV 903, Mesmerize Entertainment, ZMUNDALAND Music, StreetKingz Promotions. We are going to show you how to properly align your brand. We're going to show you how to actually roll out your brand. You understand what I'm saying? When your record drop, it's a lot of things that's supposed to happen on that day. I don't see a lot of campaigns being ran on the date that these records are dropping. So your records are going to have very little success. So it's a rollout that has to happen. And even when after that record drop, the day that you make that announcement that, hey, I got a record that's dropping on this date. You made a social media announcement that you got a record that's dropping on this date. So what happens next? From that day you made that announcement, and that's normally what we'll see. We're gonna see an announcement on social platforms about your record dropping on Friday. Go run it up. It's the takeover. It's this. It's that. But without foundation, it's none of that. And nothing gonna happen with that record when it drops. You have to have a budget. By now you understand that this work with money. That's why most artists sign. I feel like sign to major brands, and they signing everything away to major brands because they don't have the money that it takes to actually make all this work. So I'm telling artists like, man, you're a rapper. You need $150K. I'm gonna say $250,000. You're gonna spend that to break through all the noise. You know what I'm saying? And this is recouping along the way, but in order to get on the radars of a major brand, we're gonna spend some major ad dollars. So a lot of artists, some people slipping through the cracks, and some major brands showing up on your doorstep. They showing up on your doorstep because of numbers, engagements, not because you can rap everybody under the table. Those days are long gone. Be the freestyle king. Be the best rapper on the planet. That's great. But where's your foundation? Where's your catalog? What can I can pull you up on Spotify right now. I'm going right to your streams, and I'm looking at your monthly listenership. I know if you bought something. They know if you bought something now. And I said, Spotify said they're not paying y'all out. They're only paying legitimate brands in 2025. So when you get ready to drop your records this year, you want to make sure all your media base in place, and you're gonna use legitimate marketing techniques to promote and market your business, to promote and market your product. You need a website now. Independent artists, aspiring independent artists, you're gonna be set up like a legitimate brand this year. You're gonna get properly aligned. After we take care of the media base, the second phase of this is showing you how to set up your brand. But not only just going to register and get a LLC. Anybody can get an LLC. Anybody can have an LLC. But is your brand set up for funding? The answer is gonna be no for a lot of people. Because I know individuals tell me they had LLCs for years. Your DBA, you got a DBA, that's great. We're going to turn that DBA into an LLC this year. And we're going to get all the things we need to set you up for funding. We're going to build some business credit. Man, you got to have your business credit. You got to build business credit before you can get business funding. Just understand. I don't know what people telling you. People call me all the time telling me about an infomercial that they saw on YouTube. Just like you're going to see this. At the end of this video, I'm guiding you to services. It's millions of people that's doing what we doing. It's just up to you what you're gonna pay and who you're gonna pay. But you're gonna pay to properly align and establish your brand the way it's supposed to be established, or you're gonna go read and research and take the time it takes to fully understand this. And there's a lot of artists I know who've been doing this for a number of years. You've been running for a long time, but you've been running in place. Get off the music treadmill in 2025. We're gonna get properly aligned. You know what I'm saying? We're going to actually start to collect this money. Because if you're putting out big budget videos, don't you want to recoup the money you spent? In our area, touring visuals, Manley. You know, these are the videographers. It's not your videographer's job to make sure that your paperwork is right. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the bloggers, even the bloggers in our market. It's not the bloggers' job to make sure your paperwork is straight. He's just assuming, man, you put music out on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Your paperwork supposed to be right. And we've been talking about this for a number of years in my market. I've made several videos like this. I see very few artists who are established like legitimate brands because they see things and basing things off of videos that they seeing on social platforms. But have you ever put? Have you ever who has dropped? Have you ever dropped a record and you brought a $10,000 budget to a PR marketing company? Have you ever put 5,000 behind your song? So you're not putting those type of campaigns behind y'all records like nothing. And I'm saying this is low end budgets. You understand what I'm saying? To really market an album though. Just imagine artists who about to drop albums. So you come in big budget. I just want you to understand that like when you come to me and tell me like my album is about to drop and we want you guys to promote and market my album. Well, where's your budget to promote an album? You're unknown. You're an aspiring independent artist with no fan base in 2025. You are not appealing to major brands. You understand what I'm saying? Artists who are appealing to who are appealing to major brands have foundation and they understand the business concept of music business. So it's easy to come in and drop a bag behind something that's already working. They just need more exposure. The way you get more exposure in 2025 is a bigger bag. You need a bigger bag. You just don't have the money. But until you establish yourself, like I said, like a legitimate brand in 2025, then hobby artists is game over. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. We're going to keep dropping the knowledge, keep pointing you guys in the right direction. But if you that artist, that super independent artist out there who feel like, hey man, I'm doing it my way. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it hand to hand. I'm gonna touch 1 million people hand to hand. That's great. I wish you the best of luck in 2025. But make sure you go and take care of your media base, no matter what you do. And then you're also gonna establish yourself like a legitimate brand in 2025. LLC, EIN. You need a Don's number. You need a 800 number for your business. You need a virtual address or a brick and mortar location. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, you need business credit to get the business funding. So you're going to need some trade lines. It's things we're going to show you guys how to be able to go into these banks and get the big bag to be able to push your records. So this is the next phase. This is what we're going to. So if you don't have none of that, just think about that before you drop your next record, before you put out another video. And I follow a lot of the independent artists, and we know they don't have these things. And artists get upset because you don't share their content because we're not sharing anything that's not gonna make no money. It's not going. We're not helping you by doing that. That's not. You're not making money from your music. We telling you why you're not making money from your music. You don't have to sit around and wonder why you're not getting paid. People telling me, I've been with Sound Exchange for 6 years and they ain't never sent me a dime. Have you ever invested anything on the front end? So I hope that makes sense to everybody. We got to get educated in how music business work in 2025. Where are your split sheets? How you getting back end checks and you don't have no publishing company? Who is your publishing company? Who is your publishing administrator? So you don't have these things. Artists tell me they got large catalogs. They've been putting music out for years, but nothing is happening. That's because you have not invested in yourself. Your goal, artists want a lifestyle. I'm gonna say that one thing. Your whole goal has been to get to the bag. In 2025, you get to the bag by having media-based foundation and being set up like a legitimate brand. Do you have a business bank account? Well, you're not an independent brand. You're not a real brand. You're a hobby artist right now, and that's okay. We're gonna get everybody straight in 2025. Like I said, I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to listen to me. I'm gonna leave all the links in the bio how you book with me. We are music industry service providers at INTHE BOOTH TV903, ZMUNDALAND Music Publishing, Mesmerize Entertainment. I appreciate everybody that's been following me, all the encouraging words I've been getting from people who've been watching the videos lately. Yeah, we're going to drop a lot of content this year. Shout out to all the independent artists out there who are pushing for a better way. hey, you can reach your dreams. You can have everything that the major artists have. You can touch billboards, but you have to be set up like a legitimate brand in 2025. And then I don't care who you know in Atlanta. I don't know who you know in California. You know, artists love to call me with big names and dropping big names and who they open up for. Man, I've met millions of rappers. I met, it seemed like millions, man, but I met, you know, a lot of big name artists over the last 17 years and just dealing with music business and now Zoom calls and just telephone conversations, man. It's really amazing the power of this internet. And you know, I'm excited. We're going into a new era, you know, but we've been slowly transitioning. Like I said, since 2007, I kind of been telling all the people that's around me that, hey man, we're going into this total digital world. And if you're an independent brand out there, the only way you're going to survive, what's going to happen is to get properly aligned in this system, no matter what niche. And I don't care what you're doing out here. You sell t-shirts, you sell socks, shit in a bag. But the only thing that's free in 2025, man, in music business, push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, and squats for the young ladies, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in the Booth TV 903. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'm out. CDs can't even handle that. Day to day, I make killer tracks. Sports make half heart attacks. You boys ain't gonna be able to feel me if I pull out the 364. Franchise G-Berry, Dallas, Texas, baby, is the studio. What's the number, man? 903, 903, 903, 693, 31. Give it to me again. 903, 903, 693. Okay, my pen stopped writing. One more time. 903, 903.